This is Ernest with Life is Storytelling, and Baldur's Gate 3 is getting a spin-off adaptation over at HBO. Let's talk about it. To anybody that's been living under a rock, Baldur's Gate 3 is a tactical turn-based combat RPG that is set in the Dungeons & Dragons world. It also happens to be the second most awarded game of all time, right behind Expedition 33, and that just changed last year. It, of course, features a fantastic story and amazing characters, and pretty much anything can happen here based on your decisions as a player. Well, now Craig Mazin, the co-creator of the Last of Us series on HBO, is taking the reins for the adaptation of Baldur's Gate 3. Now, I most definitely am a fan of the Last of Us series on HBO. However, we're running into a big difference here between that show and this show. That difference being that the Last of Us show is just repeating what we saw in the game, while the Baldur's Gate show is meant to be a continuation of the game and is going to show the characters along with new characters after the fallout of what happened in that story. Now, like I mentioned earlier, there are so many different ways for this story to go, so many different ways for it to end. So I am curious as to what ending they're going to be following up on. For instance, in my playthrough, Will, one of the characters in the party, got burnt to ashes and was just a pile of ash in the camp the entire rest of the game. Is he going to be in the show? Because that's not part of my canon. Now, I don't want you to get me wrong. I am rooting for this. I want good game adaptations, and especially for a game of this magnitude. And there's a lot of people that hate on The Last of Us, but like I said, I am a fan, and I really hope that this goes in the right direction. To be fair, we have options here. Craig has said to spend over 1,000 hours in Baldur's Gate 3, so he knows it pretty much inside and out. And while nobody from Larian, the studio that created the game, will be on staff, they do have somebody from Hasbro who works with Dungeons & Dragons regularly to advise as well. And of course, this has just been announced as a thing, so we don't have anything like the cast or a release date, but I'd still love to know what everybody else thinks, so let us know in the comments. And for more gaming news, reviews, and everything nerdy, be sure to like and follow.